we are taking a look at the Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus. Now 2023 has been the year of Oppo. First, it was the Find N2 Flip, and now the company is reinventing its popular Reno series with a range of upgrades that start at an overall design and extend to practically every aspect of the phone, especially the cameras. In fact, Oppo claims that the Reno 10 Pro Plus is the biggest ever upgrade to the Reno series. But there's only one way to test out that claim. You guessed it, I have been using the phone for a week and putting it through its paces to see just what has changed and if the Reno 10 Pro Plus can make a stand against the incredible competition. And should you spend your money on the Reno 10 Pro Plus? Let's find out. The design and the build quality are amongst the first few things that you will notice about the Reno 10 Pro Plus, and that's for a good reason. The Reno 10 Pro Plus is a striking piece of kit that will make heads turn the moment you set your eyes on it, especially in the glossy purple colorway. The revamped camera module plays a big role here with its split design and raised edges. The slim edges of the phone further accentuate the carefully proportioned dimensions. Now, I particularly like the soft edges of the Reno 10 Pro Plus. It made the phone exceptionally comfortable to hold in hand. Over on the front, Oppo has done a fantastic job at minimizing bezels. Now, compared to the Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, Oppo is using Dragon Trail Star 2 glass on the front that is rated for 20% higher drop resistance compared to Corning's solution. All in all, the glass and aluminum sandwich design is excellent to look at and just as great in terms of hand feel, more so because of the light 194 grams weight, making the Reno 10 Pro Plus a remarkable piece of engineering and design. But what about the hardware? Let's kick off with the screen. Now it's got the all essential specs that you might be looking for. It's got a 10-bit panel, check. HDR10 Plus support, it's got that of course. It's also got 120Hz refresh rate as well. But it's the combination with the dual stereo speakers that puts it together. Over the last week, I've spent countless hours watching Netflix and Amazon videos on the phone, and it's been thoroughly enjoyable with and without headphones. In fact, you might just be tempted to blast those speakers out loud in public, but you know what? Don't be that guy. Next up, internals. A Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor powers the Reno 10 Pro Plus 5G. But don't dismiss it for being last year's model. In fact, the chipset strikes the best balance between performance and battery optimization. I had no trouble at all playing high-end games like Genshin Impact or BGMI with the settings cranked up. Now, while the phone includes up to 12 GB of RAM, depending on the variant, it's Oppo's optimizations through ColorOS that shine through. Multitasking here is a breeze, and I didn't come across any forced closes or app shutdowns despite copious use of the feature for games, looking up tips alongside and juggling social media. I also appreciated that the phone stayed cool. So Oppo claims that it is using a graphite sheet as a cooling solution. This appears to work as claimed. Sure, the phone warms up like any other phone while gaming, but it also cools down very rapidly. What's next? Battery life, of course. Now, Oppo is doing something interesting here. The Reno 10 Pro Plus doesn't have the largest battery ever, nor does it have the fastest charging in the business. In fact, Oppo has deployed a 100-watt SuperVOOC solution here and a 4700 mAh battery. But instead of pushing specs, Oppo is getting excellent battery life through efficiency, and it might not be the worst idea in the world. Now, in fact, I comfortably got a full day of use and then some with the Reno 10 Pro Plus. Most days, I'd only have to charge halfway through the next day. And when the time comes to charge, 100 watt is still plenty fast, delivering a 0 to 100% charge in under 30 minutes. However, the battery health is real advantage of not cramming in the largest battery and fastest charging. Oppo claims you won't see any deterioration for up to 4 years. Now let's talk about cameras. That's actually my favorite thing. Now, if you are buying a flagship phone, the camera likely has much to do with it. And boy, does the Reno 10 Pro Plus deliver. Let's get the specs out of the way first. The primary camera is a tried and tested 50 megapixel IMX890 sensor with PDAF and OIS. Next up, an 8 megapixel 112-degree ultra-wide camera. Now, Oppo could have done better here. And finally, a 64 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. So how's the picture quality? Well, it's the age of computational photography and Oppo has been able to take out some incredible results from the 50 megapixel primary sensor. Now the company's refreshed Pro XDR HDR processing proves itself in dynamic lighting scenarios where it can effectively create contrast-rich, well-saturated shots. The pixel binning and AI algorithms do an outstanding job with low-light shots and are able to remove background noise. Now, white balance too is kept accurate to life thanks to a built-in color temperature sensor that can accurately gauge light conditions in the environment and make adjustments in the processing. If you frequently shoot in portrait mode, the Reno 10 Pro Plus will astound you with its realistic bokeh creation at 1x, 3x focal lengths. I was equally impressed by the telephoto lens. Now, in broad daylight, the camera captures in focus, well-detailed images with little to no noise. Quality drops slightly in low light due to the lack of OIS, but a steady hand can still get excellent results. Unfortunately, the ultra-wide lens is a letdown. The quality is acceptable as long as you don't zoom in or crop the image, but the 8 megapixel resolution just isn't enough. If you are a selfie addict, well, the 32 megapixel front camera might just become your favorite. Oppo's software algorithms paired up with IMX709 sensor deliver excellent details and skin tones. Software settings will, however, let you amp up or turn down the post-processing. Verdict? Well, did the review answer your question? Should you get yourself the Oppo 10 Pro Plus as your next flagship phone? Well, in my opinion, Oppo's delivered a near-perfect combination of premium aesthetics, sufficient power and a very good camera system that will make the competition sit up and take notice. So if a great looking phone with very good but perhaps not the absolute best hardware is what you're looking for, you can't go wrong with the Reno 10 Pro Plus.